Adagio Invoices maintains a separate item list from inventory that can be used for service or labor billing, or even informational lines for text or section subtotals. To access this item list, either click the Item button on the toolbar, or from the Edit menu, choose Items. When opening this screen, you will first get a warning that items already on invoice batch entries will not be affected by any changes made here. Items are displayed in a grid, with customizable columns to show the most important information. Sort items either by the item code or description. Create a new item or edit an existing item record. Item codes can be up to 6 characters long, with a description to identify it more easily. Inactive status can be disabled to prevent selecting this item in new invoices. Fields on this screen are default values for when this item is selected in a new batch entry detail. If you see that a field is not editable here, it is because that on the Options tab, that field has been set to not be displayed. Default values for the quantity ordered, shipped, and back-ordered are entered here, or either the quantity shipped value is used for calculating extended price and cost, depending on a setting in the company profile. The number of decimals entered for these quantities control how many decimals are allowed to be used on invoices, from 0 to 4. Unit cost and unit price values can be entered as defaults. The revenue ledger account for selling this item is selected here. If this account supports project tracking and ledger, and both invoices and receivables programs support project tracking, then a default project can be selected for categorizing the sale. If you want the extended price of the sale to be automatically adjusted by a particular amount or percentage, depending on the purpose of this item, the adjustment type and value is entered here. A default item reference value and up to 750 characters of text may be set while adding this item to an invoice. And a taxable status code defined in the tax tables may be selected to calculate tax for this item. The Options tab is the place where you can set fields for display on specific items, so that unselected fields will be hidden in batch entry, regardless of the hidden display of fields and entry templates. If this item is actually a placeholder to insert a subtotal line in the invoice body, the Clear Subtotals options, when selected, reset the underlying running values when printed, thus functioning like sectional subtotals. Not selecting the option means that they are running subtotals. Each item can have up to 2 optional fields with selectable data types in order to maintain information not already identified on the screen. And the Barcodes tab lists any barcode values for the item, if you wish to allow scanning a barcode label in order to find the item or add it to an invoice. Item records are really just a means to configure different types of details that can be included on invoices. If the detail is for a non-stock item with countable units, you would want to configure the item to include quantity fields along with the unit price and cost, in order to calculate the extended price and cost. If the detail is for a service, you might want to enter a default value of 1 for the quantity shipped. Then remove the quantity fields from display so they cannot be changed. Insert text only into an invoice by hiding all fields except for the description. Subtotal lines are similar, where you only require the description field available. And clear subtotal options are set as desired. And invoice discounts can be calculated by defining an item that displays the extended amount field for editing, along with the negative adjustment multiplier modifier. When the invoice total is entered as the extended price, the calculation with the negative percentage determines the discount amount. Because these different item types have different purposes, they should appear different on customer invoice forms. You can identify up to 26 different style codes for use on specifications, and assign the codes to items. Then, when designing the specification, detail sections are assigned a spec code, so that when printing the form, a detail will use the respective sections from the spec to have that matching code print the information. Create the sales and other details on invoice forms, from defining invoices item records. Find out more about Adagio from the product page on our website. watch another training video on this Adagio program from the playlist, or subscribe to the Adagio YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.